Malala, my story of standing up for girls' rights. Dedication to those children all over the world who have no access to education, to those teachers who bravely continue teaching, and to anyone who has fought for their basic human rights in education. Prologue. I am Malala. When I close my eyes, I can see my bedroom. The bed is unmade because I've rushed out for school late for an exam. On my desk, my school schedule is open to the page dated October 9th, 2012. I can hear the neighborhood kids playing in the alley behind our home. I can hear my little brothers fighting over the TV remote. I can smell rice cooking as my mother works in the kitchen. Then I hear my father's deep voice calling out my nickname. Yani, he says, which is Persian for dear one. I left my beloved home in Pakistan that morning, planning to dive back into bed when I returned from school and ended up a world away. When I open my eyes, I am in my new bedroom. It is sturdy. It is in a sturdy brick house in a damp and chilly place called Birmingham, England. Here, there is hardly a sound. No children laughing and yelling. No women downstairs chopping vegetables and gossiping with my mother. Through the thick walls between us, I hear someone in my family crying for home. Then my father bursts through the front door, his voice booming. Yanni, he says, but there is worry in his voice, as if he fears I won't be there to reply. That is because it was not so long ago that somebody tried to hurt me, simply because I was speaking out about my right to go to school. That day in October 2012 was an ordinary day. I was 15 in grade 9, and I had overslept because I stayed up far too late the night before studying for my exam. My mother gently shook my shoulder. Wake up, Pisho, she said, calling me kitten in Pashto, the language spoken by my family's tribe, the Pashtun. It's 7:30 and you're late for school. I said a quick prayer to God. If it is your will, Allah, may I please come in first on the exam? Oh, and thank you for all my success so far. I gulped down my breakfast while my youngest brother, Atal, whined. I was getting too much extra attention for speaking publicly about girls and boys having the same right to go to school, he complained. When Malala is prime minister someday, you can be her secretary, joked my father. No, cried Atal, the little clown in the family. She will be my secretary. I raced out the door and down the lane just in time to see the school bus crammed with other girls on their way to school. I never saw my home again. That afternoon, my classmates and I stared down at our test, trying to think over the honking horns and factory noises of our hometown of Mangora. By the end of the day, I was tired but happy. I knew I had done well. I asked my best friend Moniba to wait with me for the late bus so we could talk longer. We told jokes and laughed until we stepped into the Dinah, the open-backed white truck that was our Kushal school bus. As usual, our bus driver, Usman Bai Jan, had a magic trick to show us. That day, he made a pebble disappear. No matter how hard we tried, we couldn't figure out his secret. 19 girls, 2 teachers, and I bounced along Haja Babu Road, a mix of brightly colored rickshaws, women in flowing robes, men on scooters, honking and zigzagging through the traffic. Our bus had no windows, just a yellowed plastic sheet that flapped against the side. We were not more than 3 minutes from my house when the truck stopped suddenly. It was oddly quiet outside. It's so calm today, I said to Moniba. Where are all the people? I don't remember anything after that. Here's the story that's been told to me. Two young men in white robes stepped in front of our truck. One of them jumped onto the back and leaned under the plastic sheet. Who is Malala? He asked. No one said a word, but a few girls looked in my direction. The man raised his arm and pointed at me. Some of the girls screamed, and I squeezed Moniba's hand. Who is Malala? I am Malala, and this is my story.